What is the most disrespectful type of behavior in tennis? Well, is it taunting? Is it throwing a racket in disgust? Well, those are things that are very bad, but once you see this point and once you know who's about to return here, I think you'll know what I'm talking about, and I think this is the most disrespectful thing. So let's check out this point real quick. And the most disrespectful type of behavior is tanking. And this is Bernard Tomic. And if you've watched professional tennis in the past 10 years, you know about Bernard Tomic and you know about Nick Kyrgios. These guys have tank matches, tank points. And it's pretty sad, right? You know, he hit this backhand down the line here and just watches this cross-court ball go by. You know, so this is very disrespectful to himself because he's such a great talent. You know, he hit this swinging forehand topspin drop shot, which is unbelievable. There's a YouTube clip around where he did that. He hit a swinging forehand topspin drop shot, and it was a crazy shot. He can manipulate the ball like no other, but he does these things. He tanks points, he tanks matches, and it's quite sad. Very disrespectful to him, very disrespectful to the opponent. You know, he's basically, wasting time. He's wasting everybody's time. He's wasting the time of the umpire, the ball boys, the ball girls, the crowd here, right? Paying for the match, for the tickets. They're looking to watch the show. So everything about tanking is just disrespectful, and it's so bad. Like, taunting, it's bad, but at least when you taunt someone, you actually care to win. Okay, it's obviously bad, but I think that's something that's correctable. If you throw a racket, you damage your racket and just shred it apart. That's just anger, frustration, and I don't condone that, but at least you could teach that person, coach that person to just correct the behavior. But once you start tanking here, I don't know how correctable this behavior is, because once you learn to tank, there's almost no way out of it. And why do people tank? And I think one reason is just out of resentment over your coach or parent or just someone in the stands. You don't want to play and you want to get back at them. It happened to me when I was coaching someone, and it was actually in a practice where he just did not want to practice his serves or returns. And so he was nonchalantly going after balls, basically zero effort. And I basically kicked him out of the court because he was tanking every shot that was coming after him. So, I don't tolerate tanking whatsoever. And that's what basically happens. There's this, it's a passive aggressive behavior. Also, sometimes when you tank, it's like an excuse. So basically, if, say, Bernard Tomic thinks of the other opponent as someone who is not so good as him, he will tank because he thinks that if he actually plays better or actually gives his 100% effort, he thinks that he would probably lose, and he doesn't want to, that image of himself being a very good player. He doesn't want to lose that. So it's very egoic and very, odd, right? That type of excuse where, if I'm trying hard and if I lose, that's worse than to actually not try and lose, because at least I have an excuse to say, I really just didn't play. And if I really played, then I would win this match. So it can be very egoic. Some other people, maybe they're just lazy. So there's a lot of reasons why someone would tank. But, I think those are the two main reasons: resentment and just pretty much egoic. They want to have an excuse for themselves so that they think that they're actually good, but they're not. So if tanking is the most disrespectful type of behavior in tennis, what do I think is the most respectful type of behavior that you can show everybody? Well, let's check out this point real quick. This is a boys 18s, juniors right here, Kalamazoo final, and let's check out this point. So I talked about this recently in my other video, why you should yell out come on, yes, let's go in your tennis matches, why you should show some positive outward emotion. And you got to do it. And I think that is the most respectful thing that you could do, because a lot of these points are super hard to win. And this is obviously a high level tennis match. You're giving everything. You're giving your heart, your soul, the physicality of all these points, right? So this, big serve here, good return, and a backhand down the line for the winner there. And look at this exaltation, huge Herculean arms up in the sky. Yes, super screams here. Do you think that's taunting? Do you think that's taunting the opponent here? I don't think so. That's respecting the opponent, right? And this person here, he had some good come-ons too, and he has this Hulk Hogan ear thing where when he wins a shot, he wants to hear the crowd. That's also respecting the game. That's also respecting your opponent. That's respecting the crowd's attention. This is what it's all about. And why is that respectful? Well, again, you are working super hard in these points. And so if I'm, this person, right, and I see this, that means I am making him work super hard to win these points. And he is yelling, come on, yes, let's go. That is huge. I want to see my opponent sweat. I want to see my opponent work very hard. And if they, blast a good shot, they really work hard for that shot and deserve it, and they say, come on, that is a form of respect. You are respecting the game. And, I got a lot of comments regarding my other video about, maybe taunting. There's no need for all these outward emotions. Well, you need it. You totally need it. You got to show yourself, the crowd, everybody, your opponent, that you are there. And you are there to respect the game. And you are there to work hard and try to go after all these balls. And so, when you look at tanking, that's the complete opposite, right? That's a complete opposite. This is what it's all about. The heart, the soul, wanting to just get after every ball, wanting to hit these crazy down the line shots, taking some risk here and there, and it's paying off. That is what sport is all about. And, a lot of commenters, they just don't see that, but you got to approach in a different perspective, because all these championship matches, or any match that, where two people are working very hard, you see that. You see those come-ons. You see those let's goes. You see those outward positive emotions, and you can't not have that, because every time you lose a point, you're probably sighing, you're probably not feeling good, and you got to balance that out with some positive outward emotion. So this is what I think is most respectful of the game. When you're showing these awesome shots and you're saying, come on, let's go, that is a form of respect. If you enjoyed this video, kindly do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.